In my own experience, we didn't have nuclear drills or anything like that. But in school, we always had lockdown drills in case of a school shooting. Uh, and of course, the news is always talking about ISIS offensives in Syria and Iraq and the terror attacks in France, especially. And that had a profound effect on me when I guess I was 10 at the time. Even our elementary school newspapers talked about it because no one could ignore it. Um, I do want to ask some other questions related to the war
Okay.
so that I can maybe dig into your memory. Maybe find some gold in there. Who knows? Um, do you remember any mention of the USS Enterprise?
No. One thing I did want to mention concerning the war, we when the men came home from the service for a furlough, which was usually a week or 10 days, they were given a time to come home, and then we would have to take them to Union Station to catch a train to go back to camp. And that was always a very sad day when we had to take our uncles back to the train station. And there was a big board in which all of the trains was handwritten, and it was updated by hand, the track number, the train, and where it was going. And we would watch to see when uncle was going to get on a certain train and what track it was on. And there were a lot of parents who were there to see their boys go back to camp or war. And it was a very sad time, as I remember it, a very sad time because many of those young men never came back. They were lost in the war. And so I remember that very vividly. Uh, when you see a number of people and their tears that are being shed when they say goodbye to their son, you never forget that. That's how serious it was. Um, and then the other thing is, I want to mention that my father had one of the few automobiles in the community, and when there were young men at Scott Air Force Base who were training in the Air Force, people that our family knew from the East, uh, Italian families we were friends with. My dad would drive to Scott Air Base when those boys are on leave and take them to our house. And we would do what we could to make their life pleasant. And oftentimes we had gatherings of young people at the house to be with these young men who had uh, a leave from the Scott Air Base. And so there they would gather in our basement and sing songs, sing hymns, and it was a good time for these young guys uh, to have these young people around them as support. So I remember that. That was in our basement. My aunt, Doris, played the accordion, and that's what she would do, play the accordion, and the young people would join in and sing, and it was a good time for these guys that uh, I don't know how many of them did not survive because their parents were from the East, from New Jersey and places like that, where we had some friendships. But that's what I remember.